Hello, I'm Ron Austin, and I want to welcome you to Homeless in Tucson. Okay, we have been doing a series of videos on homelessness in Tucson. We have been focusing on Gracie. That series has hi Regina, how you doing? That series has ended, and we're starting a new series on homeless in Tucson. Homeless in Tucson is brought to you by the Carlos G. Figueroa Foundation and Pan Left Productions. And our effort is to try to enlighten you of the realities of homelessness that you may not know existed, and some of the nitty-gritties of that, which is difficult for some people to comprehend. Right now, am I homeless? No, I'm not homeless. But I was homeless. I was a homeless individual, and in addition, I was a active crack addict. I've been clean and housed now for 20 years. How did you bounce back? Well, I went through the Veterans Administration Substance Abuse Treatment Unit, where I learned why I was an addict, and I went from there to congratulations, thank you. I'm going to eliminate you because that does not contribute to this conversation. Thank you for the congratulations, right. Anyway, but in this particular episode, this is not about me, okay? This is about homelessness. And what we're doing right now, we're starting a new series on Veterans on Patrol in Tucson, Arizona. And I have the commander of that particular organization, and he will tell you what this is about, and you'll find out why this is related to homelessness. Glad to see you back on your feet, though. Shows how strong you are. Well, yeah, I don't think it really has to do a great deal with strength, okay? But you know, you do have to stay focused in order to stay clean and stay housed and remain in the mainstream. Lewis Arthur. Hi, Lewis.
How's it going, Ron?
Yeah, Lewis Arthur is the commander of Veterans on Patrol. So we got somebody saying hi to you.
Hello.
So, Lewis, if you'll tell us what Veterans on Patrol is.
Veterans on Patrol is a statewide search and rescue mission where we lay aside race, religion, and politics. We build homeless camps in any city that we're permitted to operate, and we try to assist our homeless veterans transitioning from the deserts into a home if they want to go into a home. Veterans on Patrol, we don't accept money. We're self-financed, privately funded. We don't accept money from any city or government official. We don't get any grants. We don't operate fundraisers. We don't have a tax status. We're SSO, not a nonprofit. A self-sacrificing organization is where 100% of everything donated goes to those that it was originally donated for. Where we're all volunteers. I haven't been paid. My family, none of our volunteers have been paid in 8 months of operations. I've been home 35 days at my own house. I'm not homeless, but we live with the vets in the deserts, we live with them on the streets, and we live with them in the camps that we build. And we focus specifically on homeless veterans because that is an area where we feel we can get every American at the table. Doesn't matter if you're black or white or liberal or conservative, gay, straight, Christian, atheist. I can find a veteran out here on these streets right now.
Somebody asked, cool, thank you. You get the mental health care also?
We do have mental health officials that come out here through city services, basically. They'll come out and check and see about getting them enrolled in some systems. A lot of our vets we deal with, we try to focus on natural remedies. We're very big proponents of hyperbaric oxygen therapy. That's HBOT. And this is where we can put them in the chambers and heal their brains. And a lot of times, you know, most of our combat veterans coming back, they have some form of traumatic brain injury. And from those, you have acute systems.
Somebody said for PTSD.
Yes, for PTSD, which we see as PTSD phobia. You don't have to be a veteran to have PTSD. You don't have to be a veteran to have a mental illness out here. But we do specifically focus on veterans to take care of them. Now,
if I may interrupt just for a moment. So if you like what we're doing here, please give us some hearts, because I understand the hearts gives us a higher rating in Periscope, and we want to get as much of this information out to as many people as possible. Go ahead on, Louis.
But we try to find more natural treatments for them. We have Nancy. She comes out every Wednesday to our base here. This is the MASH unit we're sitting in right now. It's a fully equipped medical unit where we provide care for anyone who's on the streets homeless. We patrol a park, so there's a lot of fights that break out. Sometimes people they drink too much and they haven't had enough water. Instead of calling the fire department or the EMT or getting the police involved, we go in, we'll grab them out of the park ourselves, we'll bring them back here, treat them medically, have them lay on a cot, sober up, and we give them food and water, and then we set them back free to, make their own decisions.
So this is put together like a military installation, yes?
The bases that we design, a lot of people call it a tent city, but these are military tents. They're military structures. There's a command structure. There's posts and assigned posts for the vets. You have fire watch. You have security. You have someone that runs the canteen. We got a dishwasher. Someone that runs the kitchen. Everyone who lives here, they're assigned a post, and that's how the base maintains itself and stays clean.
Somebody said, but not under military law.
No, you're allowed to come here and go. We've got the lowest demand shelter in the state of Arizona. You can come and go as you please. We don't search through bags or make them blow through breathalyzers. If we catch them doing drugs or alcohol on the base, we kick them off for 72 hours. If they're chronically drinking on base and causing problems, then we kick them off for 72 hours, and they have to do those 72 hours in a detox if they want to come back on. Our job is to find the ones who want to help themselves and to focus on them first. And then the ones that need to be pushed and nudged along the way, we'll come back around and, we'll work on them next. But we want the ones who definitely don't want to be on the streets. They don't want to be out here. They want to break free from their addictions. We find them, some path. With our veterans, if you give them a mission and a battle buddy, they're already trained to have those two things. They can overcome any obstacle. So what we try to do is, if their mission sobriety, we get them plugged into services, into meetings. We keep them busy on base working. We do a harm reduction model to where, we have vets here, and they're alcoholics, but they don't drink the whole bottle of tequila that they were used to drinking. Now they drink maybe a quarter bottle a day, and we slowly try to get them to start using less.
Somebody wants to know, Regina wants to know, how many people do you see a day?
Right now our numbers at base is we have 12 that are housed here. We can house up to 50 in an emergency because we're part of a statewide disaster response plan. So if this community ever has a disaster, this will be one of the main points for all volunteers to come to and for supplies to be distributed from. We want to keep our numbers around 22, but on any given day we help between 40 to 50 homeless individuals who come from the park, they come from the streets. You don't have to be a veteran to come here to get help. You have to be a veteran to come here and stay. Or you have to be a civilian willing to work on base as part of a community service team where you go out with us. I go out with them myself. We pick up trash in the deserts. We remove syringes from the parks. We get the crack pipes out of the alleys. We just get the neighborhood cleaned up. If they're doing something positive and they're wanting to better themselves, then we want them out here. Those are the individuals we're looking for.
Somebody says, I always want to start a community garden for the homeless to grow their own food.
Well, we actually have started one. We started clearing out in the back. We've got a fenced-in area where the property owner that's given us this sanctuary lot, because we're a ministry, this is a sanctuary property. We have some that have warrants, and we take care of them until we get their warrants quashed in court. And
that's great, he says.
Yeah, and we do protect. Now, we do also, we don't have a problem working with the police. We don't actively go out and try to help them bust drug dealers or anything like that. But if someone's being victimized and, we need law enforcement in those situations, we will work with them. We work with the community cops that actually come out and they meet the homeless. We try to avoid the bad apples. We're the first ones to stand up. If I run across an officer who's disrespecting a homeless woman or something, we'll defend them. But That's the real Commander. That's my daughter, Commander Baby Bear. And Solo is a homeless dog.
Baby
His
Bear,
owner,
Baby Bear, you want to say hi? Hi, she says.
Solo's owner was homeless. George died, passed away. All of our bases, we adopt dogs. If they're a homeless dog, we adopt them and we try to get them into a home too. This guy's become a permanent fixture here, though. Everybody's fallen in love with him, so we'll probably keep this one.
I think somebody asked, what is your daily expenses?
Being that we're an SSO, we're privately financed, so my wife covers about 70% of our operational costs. And through our ministry, all we ask our families and friends to do is to bring us cases of water, old clothes, blankets that they got laying around their house they're not using. If they keep us supplied in materials, the cost is just someone cleaning out their closet and getting rid of a bunch of stuff that's just hanging there anyways. And what we do is when they bring these donations out, we take pictures of them bringing it and we post them on social media. Then we have pictures of us loading them in the trucks and we go out to some of the camps. We have many secret camps that we keep hidden from the city. We don't reveal the location of where some of these homeless camps are because all the city does, they'll go in and bulldoze it. They'll displace the homeless somewhere else. So,
hold on. Where is this? This is in Tucson, Arizona.
Yes, this is in Tucson, Arizona. We're on the border of South Tucson and Tucson. We're in the city. Santa Rita Park, we're on the northeast side. The physical address, we're right on the corner of 20th and Jacobus. This space is open 24/7. Anyone's permitted to come on here. We have first responders that come on here. We had the fire department here earlier today. We have active duty military.
Do you have one in Kentucky? KY, I guess that's Kentucky.
Yeah. Arizona is the only place right now where Veterans on Patrol is operating. We're the only state right now doing a statewide search and rescue.
Do you take financial contributions, basic medication cost, or something of that sort?
If we have supply lists that we need, we post them on social media. The families can go out and purchase those supplies and bring them out to us. No money can be exchanged, period. The minute we allow 1 cent to be exchanged, that's when we have IRS and government officials coming in. It opens the door for them to come in to our program, and what we're trying to do is the exact opposite of what other city leaders are doing, and they're your representatives. They're not your leaders, but you know, we're allowing them to lead us down the wrong path in many areas. We want to do the opposite of what other social services are doing.
Okay, where is your list of needs?
They're posted on VOP Walking for the Forgotten on Facebook, so it's VOP Walking for the Forgotten. Or we just post them on my personal wall, Louis Arthur on Facebook, and Lisa Rodriguez too.
I got an incoming call here, which I'm going to dismiss. You have this base, which is your command base, yes?
This is Central Command for the statewide search and rescue.
And you have bases elsewhere.
We've built a total of 8 bases across southern Arizona. We are now down to 3 bases. We've had 4 of them that were taken from volunteers, and when they start collecting...
VOP, Walking for the Forgotten. That's somebody trying to repeat what you said.
Yes.
VOP, Walking for the Forgotten. That's the name of the Facebook page. Go ahead.
And we, at our highest, we had 8, and we got problems with volunteers. There's a lot of stuff that comes through. People will be overly generous when they come out to our camps. They meet the homeless vets we're taking care of. I mean, I've seen people that will come out and try to give us thousands of dollars, $5,000, $6,000 cash. We've had volunteers in the past at other bases. They get caught up in the greed. So what we've done is we're only operating 3 bases in Arizona. 2 of them are for housing. One of them's the outpost in Mesa, Arizona. And that is just for us as a waypoint for transportation, because we bring vets as far as Prescott all the way down to Tucson now. We'll find any vet in our state that needs a safe place to sleep, and they can come here for free.
Is there any way to help from Kentucky?
Sharing the word, and if you're in another state, we also house volunteers. Like I said, in 8 months, I've been home 35 days in my own bed, which means I've been living on base or living with them in the desert at one of their camps. If you come down and you want to help, come down, volunteer. We'll train you on how to use this model in your community. We always ask people if they can take 2 weeks You give us a week where you're training under us and you're assigned various posts, whatever your strengths are. And then your second week, you're actually in the command position where you're running the base. And we're sitting back and we're just kind of critiquing and, correcting you here or there, in judgment calls you make. But that is just to prepare you to take it back to your own community.
Okay.
And it's free training if you come out here. And you're taken care of. Your food's covered, your bed's covered. You just have to cover getting out here and getting back home on your own. And if you smoke cigarettes or like Mountain Dew or something, we have camp tobacco and soda for our homeless warfighters, but our volunteers, we always try to buy our own personal stuff.
And I imagine that if you go to Veterans on Patrol, what is it?
They would want to go to walkingpatriots.info.
Okay. And if you repost that on your Facebook page, assuming, is it safe for kids so they can see how to help?
Oh, well, we just posted pictures. We had 3 little ones. My daughter, you just saw her. My daughter's here. She's 7, but we had a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. We get kids that come out here. At nighttime, we don't encourage having children at this area because of operations we do in the park and in South Tucson. But we don't have problems. It's safe here for kids. But during the day, we have families come out all the time, and the kids are helping feed the homeless. And that's the way to start raising them right, is to get them to care about someone other than themselves.
So I would imagine also if you go to the Facebook page and post it on your page, you'll in Kentucky, it could be people can be made. I'd like to donate. Somebody said, okay. In Kentucky, you can make it aware of other people in Kentucky what's going on here in Arizona, and there might be someone that look. I'm a block you because that did not contribute to this conversation neither. Yeah. Anyway, somebody out in Kentucky might want to reproduce this effort. So the more people that know about this, the better everybody is. Anyway, so is there any last thing that you want to add here, Lewis?
One of the things we always talk about is we got 22 veterans commit suicide every day, and that's the government statistic number.
So you take only material support?
Material support. Gift cards can be sent because I can keep those gift cards, and anyone can go and look and see what was purchased with those gift cards if there's any question as to, is the donation going to where it needs to go. We do a pretty good job with everything coming in, being stewards of these donations. And I've gone personally to volunteers' homes, and I've taken stuff out that was stolen for homeless vets, and I've had them brought back to where they were supposed to go. We don't play games. Trust is very important. That's why we don't want money involved. We don't want a GoFundMe involved. I don't want you to send $20 to GoFundMe on Facebook. I want you to go to Walmart, get a couple cases of water, bring them down to base, meet the homeless people that you are helping, meet the individuals that are actually trying to better themselves. And once you get to where you see that you're making a difference in a person's life on a personal level, you'll want to do more. And that's the way it is for most of our donors.
So gift cards are welcome.
Gift cards are welcome. Gift cards we can use. Walmart, Lowe's, fuel cards. I have volunteers who use their own vehicles to transport supplies to the desert, to transport vets to the hospital.
What are the best gift cards that you can use? Walmart and where else?
Walmart, Circle K, and Lowe's are the top 3. Walmart, Circle K, and Lowe's. And then Fry's for groceries. But most of our homeless here, they do have food stamps, and you can come out here and see. They'll go use their food stamps, and they'll get a big dinner for everyone on the base, and they'll come together as a family. They'll cook that dinner. They'll eat that dinner. And it's just really neat to see people with mental illnesses, post-traumatic stress. There's women who have been domestic violence victims. All these people able to come together in this community. It's just a blessing to see all the good things that happens out here.
Okay, good. And I think somebody wanted to know do you have a way to store large amounts of food?
Yes.
Walmart, Lowe's, Circle K, where do we send them?
The gift cards or anything that they want to ship can be shipped to 550 East 19th Street. That's 550 East 19th Street, and it's Tucson, Arizona, 85701.
Will you repeat that, please?
550 East 19th Street, Tucson, Arizona 85701. We ask if you're mailing gift cards to have, or a large package or something, to go ahead and have a signature for receipt. So
send to 550 East 19th Street, Tucson, Arizona 85701.
yes.
That's it.
That would be your shipping address for any of the supplies that you can send out. And you would see pictures of us taking the boxes, open them up, and then you're going to see your supplies going to the people that they're meant to be going to. No one in the middle grabbing anything for themselves.
So if you like what we're doing, just like people are doing right now, send us some hearts, because I understand those hearts will give us a higher rating within Periscope, and more people can see what we're doing. If you like what we're doing, if you can appreciate this effort of making people aware of the real conditions of homelessness, then please give us some hearts. So what we're going to do here, this is an awesome information scope. Good. Thank you. That's what we're about here. We're about information and awareness. We want you to know what precisely is going on with homeless people. Martin. Okay. Anyway, so what we're going to do here is we're going to step outside of this tent. Hi, somebody says.
Hello.
Hi. What we're going to do is we're going to step outside of this tent and show you the general layout of the camp here, so you have an understanding of what it looks like. And what are you doing? What am I doing? Oh, okay. What I'm doing is reporting on homelessness in Veterans on Patrol camp in Tucson, Arizona. And what we're going to do to the meat company person, there are homeless in every city. Look in your area and help there. Okay, that's a good suggestion. What I'm going to do is step out of this tent and show you the general what it looks like in this camp. And then each week we're coming down here and we're going to highlight one person's life. You know where Ukraine is? I've heard of it. Yes, anyway, we're going to highlight one person's life who lives in this camp, so you get a better grasp on what people are going through and what the saviors are doing for them. So I'm going to do that right now. The problem is, once I step out into the sun, I will not be able to see your posts. We're watching us from Ukraine. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for watching. Once I step into the sun, I will not be able to see your questions and your comments. Okay? So I'll show you that, and we'll end this particular broadcast. But starting next week, possibly on a Friday, we are going, Friday or Saturday, we're going to start interviewing individuals within this camp so that you can have a better understanding of what people have to go through in order to survive, and also a concept of how the saviors, such as Veterans on Patrol, are helping. So this is the camp. Okay, as you can see, it's a military-style camp. Okay, and it's clean, and it's well kept. And
we're in the middle of restructuring right now, so they got to rip everything out once a week. We make them rip everything out and put everything back in, and that's just to keep it clean and organized. This is a MASH unit, so that's what we were sitting in. The first half is a fully equipped medical unit. Marty's a homeless veteran, but he's also a chief medical officer. He's also an airborne, and he is one of the go-to guys if you have medical concerns here, and he provides his services and his time while he's living here on base. He's taking care of everyone's medical needs, and it's awesome to have him. These are 2 housing units. What we do is, this is a GP medium, and in these tents, they hold up the wind, they hold up the rain. We can house up to 5 in each unit on these 2. So they have plenty of space when they come in. Say hi, Solo. And it's a lot cooler in here, especially with the Arizona heat. This is another housing unit where we can house up to another 5 that we have.
Hello.
Hello. Now we're reconfiguring this one on the back half. These are GP larges. So if you got a 60-foot tent, you could do a lot. On the back half, we're going to be making a cafeteria sitting area. In the middle, they have a theater lounge where they can go and watch movies, DVD players. We don't have satellite cable. We can't take on those types of expenses. But they can watch a good movie if they want. And then the front half is your main canteen area where your food is. Like I said, we do have limited power that we can run here, so we operate a refrigerator. They're just now, they're getting everything reset up. Cases of water are always big for families in Tucson because we go out and there's between 150 to 250 water bottles a day that we hand out in the park, especially during the hot days. Keeping these guys hydrated is very important. And ramen noodle soups, most people don't know this, but ramen noodle soups has helped us help over 2-3 dozen alcoholics. They start eating ramen noodle soups, and now because of all the sodium in it, they end up drinking more water. They don't have their thirst being quenched by their beer or their vodka. So we've noticed that when we load them up on ramen noodle soups and feed them those soups, they drink more water, they drink less alcohol, and within a few days of getting a peaceful night's sleep, a lot of them end up getting just a little bit of control on their addiction. And that's the step, is just to get them to where they know themselves that they can control it. And some people think you can't control addiction, but we have people out here that are doing a pretty good job, and we want to encourage them to continue doing what is working. Not what we think is best for them, but what is working for themselves. They're setting up, there's going to be a dishwashing station and a water boiling station. They're just flipping the tents around and getting them tightened down so when the sun comes in, they've got more shade. This command tent for volunteers to go in here and sleep. We just got this one up. We're getting ready to tighten her down. And then main office here. So this is gutted right now. But when this gets set up and we get the walls tightened down, this is actually going to, we'll be able to house 3 volunteers. We'll be able to sleep overnight here. So people who come from other states or they're coming from another city, if they want to come for a weekend, you come out here and we're living with them. And the best way to help them is to live with them, see what they're going through, experience it. Then you'll have a general idea of how you can best help an individual help themselves. But until you experience what they're going through, we can make comments on social media or throw ideas out there all day, but you got to get on the ground, and it's one life at a time with us. We take one life at a time. Now we just set this GP large up 2 days ago. The whole west side of it is a long clothing wall. Anyone who's homeless in this park or in this city, doesn't matter where they are, if they're homeless, they can come through here and they can get clothes, shoes, belts, hats, coats, hygiene, food, medical care, anything and everything is provided for free. So they just started lining up the clothing section on this half of the wall. We're going to be building and extending sleeping quarters to extend 10 more cots. And then we have a computer room that's going in this corner where we're going to set up 3 laptop stations so the homeless can get online, they can send emails, they can file for their paperwork for food stamps, just to where they have something 24/7 that they can access. Like I said, this base is open 24/7. It doesn't shut down on holidays, doesn't shut down on weekends. Their space is always open, and they know that they can always come here to get help. And that's the key thing, is stability. We've been stable in this community for 6 months. And, just in this area alone, we've gotten 120 people off of the streets into a detox, into a shelter, or into permanent housing. We've got a lot of people who've landed back on the streets, and they've come through us 2-3 times. I've got a guy that we've placed 3 times into an apartment. Sooner or later, he's going to get it right, but as long as we see him keep making an effort, no matter how small, we'll keep investing in him, and that's the important thing.
Well, thank you, Lewis. I'm going to end this particular broadcast, and I want you to know that right now we're at Veterans on Patrol, Tucson, Arizona, And this broadcast is being brought to you, Homeless in Tucson is being brought to you by the Carlos G. Figueroa Foundation and Pan Left Productions. We will be coming here to Veterans on Patrol every week, as long as they will tolerate us. And we will be interviewing individuals who live in here so that you can see and feel what it's like to be really homeless. Thank you.